It's a brave Bruce Berkowitz who's sitting across from me this morning, not because he's talking to me, but because he has laryngitis and is stuck around to do the interview. Bruce, I'll ask you this question to start off with. The debate over financial regulation is raging again, thanks in large part to a showdown the other day between the Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke and Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JPMorgan Chase. Whose side are you on?
Well, I don't know if it's, let me put it this way. Clearly, it is time to move on. Everybody has to settle up their differences and for the sake of the country, move on. You can't punish new people for past acts. You can't tighten too hard right now. It has to be phased in. So I think Jamie has points. I don't know if his point should be given to Bernanke or to others, but he has points. It's time for the sake of the country to move forward.
So maybe while he does have a point to make, he should be making it less publicly, less aggressively, and encourage everybody else to do what you say is necessary. Just move on.
Everybody had a hand in this, and everybody can help out and move us forward.
You own a lot of financials. You have for a while. AIG, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, Citigroup, Regions, the list goes on. Are you still as certain as you were then when you bought those stocks that they will deliver the returns that you expect? Do you have the same level of conviction?
More so, because I've been able to see their earnings for the past few quarters. The trends are getting better. The balance sheets are building. Tangible book value is growing. The cash flow, the pre-tax, pre-provision income is there to take care of the problem. The problems from 2007, 2008 still have a ways to burn through, but we're more than halfway through the problem now. Now we just have to get rid of the uncertainty in the environment, give people confidence to move forward.
Many people would agree with you that there is no question uncertainty plays a role, but there's more than just uncertainty here. There's more than just temporary headline risk. Many people would point to some deep structural obstacles facing the financial industry in the form of regulation, in the form of limits on fees, for example. For credit cards, the Senate was unable to extend the deadline imposed on the credit card industry by the Federal Reserve. How long is it going to take for all of those things to go away for these stocks to turn around?
Well, I think Winston Churchill had it right when he said we go through every alternative, and finally on the last possible alternative we get it right. And sometimes, we seem to do extremely well during times of crisis, extreme crisis. I hope we could move a little faster this time, but everyone knows what needs to be done.
Can you put a time frame on it? I know it's difficult.
Well, before the next election.
Before the next election. What happens if the economy turns south? We've all seen the very discouraging and frankly disappointing signs from last week. The jobs numbers, consumer confidence, the list goes on.
I'm not good on the macroeconomics. What I do know is that our financial system, the banks that I own, the brokers that I own, insurers they own, they are the financial system of the United States. I've been to the United States Treasury. I've seen the Federal Reserve. They're not that big a place. I mean, companies are the financial system of the United States, and they will be fine, and they're stronger and better than they've been in a very long time.
Bruce, if your thesis is sound, if financials are just beaten down and it won't be that long before they bounce back, why not own the best company in an out-of-favor industry? Why not, for example, many people would point to JPMorgan as the best-run bank in America. Why not own JPMorgan instead of Bank of America?
Well, the investment process is about comparing what you give versus what you get. So it's the intrinsic value of an organization versus the stock market price. I think Bank of America right now is the kicking boy for the whole real estate residential mess. I think Brian Moynihan's doing a good job. They'll continue to do a good job. I think they're ahead of the curve in reducing late fees. There's some very great properties, Merrill Lynch, MBNA, and they're getting killed for being patriotic, taking over countrywide, which will one day again is serving a good purpose, making loans. So it's there. They have the balance sheet. They're selling below tangible book value. They have 30,000 extra people working the residential mortgage issue to try and get it over as quickly as possible. They're making all the right moves. And the price of Bank of America reflects an extreme pessimism that JPMorgan's price doesn't have. So when you compare what you have to pay to what you get, I'm with Bank of America.
Bruce, it's so good to talk to you, especially with your laryngitis.